Hi, my friends and family. First, I want to say I love you and God bless. And so today, this is gonna be my second time making a video, and today I want to talk about a couple things. But first, I want to talk about the coronavirus deaths. Did you know that 647,000 people die every year from heart disease? So every 37 seconds, one person dies. Now, if we put that on the news every day, I bet people will stop eating beef really fast because that's what it comes. That's where it's coming from. So just think about that the next time you're getting scared when they talk about the numbers of the deaths of people dying from coronavirus. Um, and then the next thing I wanted to talk about is, we're living in a time that everything's just up in the air right now, and I'm not scared. I just find myself kind of frustrated with everybody because, the Holocaust didn't happen overnight. Remember that. And as Americans, the Constitution, we need to, we're not taught this in school, but we should exercise our rights, protect our rights, and know our rights, or else we'll lose them. And example is Patriot Act. That's still in effect, and that was to take, for terrorism, whatever they said, and that took away some of our civil liberties. And I'm sorry, but I am a patriot, and I took an oath to defend our Constitution against all enemies, foreign or domestic. And right now, I'm dealing with domestic enemies, and so, for another thing I want to say is, if you don't like what I'm saying, then just turn it. Don't be rude or mean. Not my friends and family. This is other than my friends and family, because my friends and family won't be rude to me. So I'm talking to all you people out there that want to debate. I'm not here to debate. I'm just giving my truth, from what I know, my experience. And, so that's all I want to say about that. Because I don't got time for rude and disrespectful people. So, yeah, so I lost my train of thought. My goodness, what was I saying? Oh, yeah, the Holocaust didn't happen overnight. Remember that. And right now what I see happening is very frightening to me because, while people are scared, they're unable to look at certain things that stick out. They're just listening to everything on the news, which, that's just normal. I mean, when we're scared, that's what happens. So, back to the coronavirus. The next time you watch the news and people wearing masks, right? I still don't wear masks. Should I have a mask on right now? So you don't get my coronavirus. So, anyways, I'm just joking. The next time you watch the news, if the coronavirus is as serious as the government's saying, do you ever notice when they're speaking at a podium, they have a mask on, they walk up, they take it off, they speak, then another person goes and speaks and takes down their mask and does the same thing over and over again. Well, I don't see anybody wiping it down and sanitizing it every time a person goes to speak. So that right there, why isn't people in the government getting sick and dying from coronavirus? That's just a question. I'm just wondering about that. Because this virus is taking out old people. And people with compromised immune systems. Basically the government's cutting their payroll, saying we don't want to pay these people no more, so we're just going to get rid of them. and then the middle class is being wiped out right now. If you're a small business owner and you're not able to be open, and you're not getting the money that you need to support yourself, then you're going to go out of business. And middle class has already been hurt badly during the 2008 recession, and right now, it's just like going to be poor and rich. And if you're, so might as well say, if you're not rich, then you're going to be poor. And that means relying on the government for things and that you need. And the less you need to rely on the government, the better. And also, the more you know your rights also. So all my friends out there and family that have kids, I just really stress that maybe you should teach your kids something that they don't learn in school, and that's their rights. Try exercising your rights. That's a good way for your kids to know what their rights are. Or maybe get them a constitution. You can get one, they're really inexpensive. But just teach your kids their rights so that they could exercise their rights. And I've been exercising my rights. Actually, I really upset my doctor when I was talking with him. I had a physical, and he said, I told him, I said, oh, what do you think about this coronavirus thing? And I was like, and what about people who don't wear masks? And he's like, yeah, people who not wearing masks are going to get sick and die. And I'm like, well, if that's the case, doctor, I'm not going to say his name, but I should be dead right now because I haven't worn a mask, and this is the first time I'm wearing one in here with you today. And I'm actually, I can't breathe, so I'm taking it down. But he was like, I said, and I have the right to exercise my rights, and I don't feel like I need to wear one. And he said this. He said, well, people have the right to live, Mr. Mendeville. And I feel him. I heard that, but what am I? How am I gonna catch coronavirus? Everyone's wearing masks, and I'm not wearing a mask. I would think, well, I'm not gonna catch the coronavirus. So yeah, he got mad, and I told him, because I wasn't wearing a mask. Instead, he could have said, well, Mr. Mendeville, it's really important because you have a compromised immune system for you to be wearing a mask. But no, he didn't say that. So he just got mad that I wasn't wearing a mask. So that's another thing I noticed, which kind of stood out to me. But yeah, so I'm still alive, breathing, right, as you can see. But yeah, so I just want, and another thing I want to talk about is what's going on in social media. YouTube has removed people's content from the internet, things that they don't like what people saying. So don't pass my stuff around because I don't want my stuff to be deleted. This is for you guys because I love you, and if and you're woke, right? Apparently. Well, we'll see if you're woke really. When I'll give you a test to see if you're really woke in a few minutes. But that really concerns me when a social media site can take down content that they don't agree with, because that means they have an opinion. And certain social medias have gotten as big as they are right now because they let people speak their mind and practice their rights. And so but now they're so big that they can take down people's stuff without no repercussions. And just imagine, when in the future we're going to a digital world where everything will be online and content will be online and there'll be nothing else. So if social media sites, governments, whatever, can pick and choose what kind of stuff is on there, that's a problem, right? Because we're only going to be getting part of the truth. And then you should know, as Americans, you're really being spoon-fed what they want you to know. And I'm not going to get into that right now, but that's just from me living outside the country and coming back to the country, during like travel or vacation, and seeing different news being played when that's outside the United States, So that was kind of interesting to me to see that when certain things were happening. In particular, the anthrax vaccination, the anthrax, when that senator died from anthrax that he received in a letter. What's interesting about this is the military ran out of funding to continue our vaccinations, and I just so happened to be coming home on vacation during that time. When the news was out about the senator dying from somebody putting anthrax in a letter to him. And then when I got back to Japan, I talked to everybody on my ship, and I was like, so did you hear about that senator that died from anthrax? At least, we're not going to die. And none of my shipmates heard about that. And so then I thought, well, they have CNN, and that's where I heard it at, but there's a difference. CNN World and then CNN United States are two different things. But yeah, that was something that didn't get put out outside of this country, because that was basically propaganda for this country. And what was really interesting is when that senator did die, and also he had no surviving family members. He was really old, so he wouldn't even have. They picked a perfect person that nobody would look into and investigate and see if it was some kind of foul play going on. Interesting, right? But yeah, the funding went right back into the because the senators weren't going to put the funding back into the anthrax vaccination because they didn't see any purpose for it. And but when that happened, the money went back into the military, and we continued to receive our vaccinations for it, because it took about 1.5 years to receive the whole series of shots. There were 6 in total. But yeah, so that's just one thing, that how the government basically spoon feeds everybody what they want them to, to believe or know. So yeah, just think about that. If the government's doing that, then what aren't they doing? Just and it's just really important that we exercise our rights and stop covering our faces. Really, you're silencing yourself. And my generation, I'm sorry to say, but we're already a silent majority already. I mean, I don't I don't know why that is. I mean, you just stop drinking the Kool-Aid. Switch to cherry, maybe. I'm just joking, okay? But so no, back to serious stuff though. So just think about that. If they're allowed to take down stuff that they don't like, or that's not going with what the word is, what they want people to know, then that's very dangerous for your children, and then your children's children. They will be living in a way different place than what we live in today, if that kind of stuff continues to happen, and we don't do nothing about it. And you say, well, what can I do? You can write your senator. You voted for them to be in office. Your congressmen, your city officials, contact them. Really, I mean, write a letter, write an email, call them on the phone. Just hey, text them, send them a text message. Just let them know that you're aware. Once the government knows that their citizens are aware, they actually change the way they act. Believe me, they will, because they're voted in office and they can be voted out of office. And it's time that we do something. I mean, we have to protect our rights. We have, or we will lose them. We'll wake up one day and what's happening right now? Social media. Donald Trump actually did something really good. He's actually preventing social media sites from being able to take down content when they're so big, and they shouldn't be able to do that. So he wrote into law a bill that would prevent that. Now, he didn't speak about which social media sites are doing that, and he says he loves Twitter for I don't know what reason. I'm not a Twitterer, or whatever they call you people, Twitter. I don't do that, because what I have to say, if I'm going to speak or text or write something, it's going to be more than 200 and how many characters you get. No, I'm not going to be limited by how much I can say. And when people want to speak, you don't want to be put down in little chunks of space and given like a small amount, because then you're changing, you're shortening the importance of what you want to say, right? So I just think about that. That's why I never got into Twitter. If you really want to say something serious, Twitter's not the place for it. But I know a lot of people Twitter. I mean, Donald Trump swears by it because he has people. I don't know. He loves it. But anyways, that's one thing I know Donald Trump did. I don't know if he did that because it's getting time for re-election again, and he wants to show, but that he's at least he's supporting our Constitution. That's one thing I can say that man did. And he also brought out all the racist people. They came out in troves, right? That people that were saying there's no racism in the country. Well, I think they had to shut their mouth when Donald Trump was running around the country campaigning, because that was ridiculous, right? So yes, I want to send out my love to the George Floyd family. My condolences and my prayers are with you during these difficult times, and I hope your family, there's no words that can justify what happened. I just hope you guys find healing and justice in the loss of George Floyd. So I just wanted to say that also, because I think I'm about to end this video, and I think that's all I wanted to say. Oh yes, we're going to do a quiz real quick, and to see how many of my friends and family are really woke. Because I've always prided myself on knowledge or trying to learn things. I thought, oh yeah, the more I know, the better. Well, let me tell you, when you know, you can't unknow. And there have been times where I just be like, I wish I didn't know. Because for people my age, I guess I would be considered that person that was on the street corners in the 90s with a tinfoil hat or the tinfoil in their houses, protecting the government from interfering in their brain. Well, that's actually real truth. And I didn't ever laugh at those guys out loud, but in my mind I was thinking like, wow, look at these crazy people. They really did smoke some good crack today, because look, they got tinfoil crazy. But tinfoil actually does prevent certain frequencies from getting in your head. So yeah, that's just a side note. I just thought I would share that because I had my own opinions about those kind of people that would do that. You know, how many times has the world been going to be over since we've been alive? 3 times. You know, first it was 2, but 3 times the world should have been completely annihilated, and we're still here. So I have faith and hope that we will continue on, and everything will work out for how it's supposed to, with peace. So yeah, and because we're at war right now. This is World War III, and it started at 9/11. It was a new type of war, a warfare for your mind to control what you think and how you feel. And right now you're in fear, and so you're continuing to be programmed. Just wake up. Just just think. Just think about when you're watching something and you start to get scared. Ask yourself why. Look at the TV and start to really pay attention to what's going on there, and then you might see some things that I noticed, like how people are taking down their masks to speak at the podium, and nobody's sanitizing it, but nobody's getting sick, and they're talking about social distancing. That's just so that we don't speak to each other about all this BS. Okay. So yeah, look into what I'm saying about certain social media sites taking down content and stuff. And also, I probably, I go on YouTube or on Facebook, and I don't see everybody's stream because they control what I see. So it's like I'm kind of over Facebook. So I'm there. I have my presence known. Actually, I don't think any more people are trying to find me because people who want to know me know me. So maybe I might be taking down my Facebook, but it'll take a long time because they make it that difficult so that you don't do that. But I might be slowly trying to do that soon. So the last thing, okay, so now it's the quiz. Did you know that in this country that you don't have to register your vehicle and you don't have to have a driver's license? Look, I know. It sounds crazy because I believe that. And I'm going over the Constitution, and it's in there. You may, the pursuit of happiness and to enjoy your liberties is to be free, right? Well, what is freedom when we don't even know what it is anymore, when we're so busy taxed all the time? But imagine, okay, think about this for a second. You own your vehicle. It's your property. Why are you paying a registration for it? Do you register your washing machine and your dryer? You own that. And do you register it every year and you pay registration to use it? No. So what's the difference between the vehicle that you own and drive? Nothing at all. Okay, that's the first thing. I know, right? Maybe you might want to, but in order to exercise this right, you actually have to invoke this. You have to speak it. And the judges even say, in order for you to drive your vehicle without a license and registration, you must invoke this right. And if you don't, then you will continue to